Okay, junior sister, I thought about covering the past first before speaking. This title is too difficult for me to utter, but Hazel is not buying it. She brought out the illusion feather and threatened that if I dared not call her master, she would turn into a fierce and terrifying demon to scare me every day. Superficially obsessed with illusions cannot conceal the brilliance of Hazel. If I cannot break through this, how can I calmly call you junior sister? The smooth-talking Hazel finally let me go, thinking there is a long way to go. She will slowly work on me in the days to come. But in the end, I still called her Miss Hazel before she agreed to help me unlock the seal. But her hands, used to unlock the seal, suddenly became mischievous. She discovered my fear of itching and deliberately tickled my body. She then leaned forward against my chest, listening to my rapid heartbeat. This action made me involuntarily glance downward, a hint of spring entering my sight. Hazel noticed my gaze and awkwardly buried herself in the bed. After unlocking the seal, she was already panting. The seal set by the immortal realm was even more tricky than she had imagined. At this moment, she retied the red string around my hand. Curious, I asked why this red string was so important to Hazel. She then explained that if the seal was left unlocked for too long, she might be devoured by the White Phoenix's bloodline, so she needed someone to timely tie it up. After much thought, it seems that only I am the most suitable for her. Other acolytes and their masters have all made a pact to prevent betrayal. Suddenly, Hazel picked up a pen and paper and started writing. I leaned in to sneak a peek.
Do you really want to be my master? Do you think I would betray you? Don't look.
I didn't know what she was writing, but at any rate, this master position she was definitely set on. I only saw her finish writing and press a fingerprint. When she asked me to press a fingerprint, I still wanted to refuse. If this is really signed, wouldn't I be unable to turn things around for the rest of my life? Seeing my hesitant look, she didn't force me. She said to me that whenever I changed my mind, I should press my fingerprint and then give it to her. After that, she turned away and said,
I am going to change clothes. Please turn around.
She took off her bathrobe and changed clothes behind me, her flawless skin completely exposed without any covering. She must trust me a lot. I turned around again. She was dressed in a garment similar to a ceremonial robe, exuding elegance and nobility. Hazel tiptoed, lightly turned half a circle, and said that it was her first time wearing such fine clothes. It looks really nice, Hazel. Now you are the Witch Clan Miss, and you will have plenty of chances to wear such nice clothes in the future. She finally regained everything that belonged to her. I asked Hazel,
Are you going to stay here in the future?
She didn't know either. She just held my hand and asked me to accompany her for a walk outside. Gentle breeze, continuous rain. I held a deep green bamboo umbrella for Hazel. At this moment, a group of people wearing white robes came towards us. They were carrying 2 coffins. That is indeed the Witch Clan Patriarch and the eldest young master. They see the newly appointed miss approaching, and the laughter abruptly comes to a halt. Perhaps out of respect for the deceased Hazel, she did not give them a hard time. The melancholy laughter quietly resumed. Trembling cries send the soul far away. The lament follows into the sky, while fine rain comes along with the clouds. I unknowingly walked to the entrance of the Witch Clan Hall with Hazel. Hazel stopped in front of the nameless stele, which is her mother's tombstone. The people of the Witch Clan thought she had died on that stormy night, so they erected a gravestone for her and her mother, allowing the mother and daughter to keep each other company below. However, Hazel doesn't have any feelings toward her mother. After all, she had never seen her mother since birth. It was her aunt who raised her. I was curious when she suddenly picked up a shovel and asked what she was going to do with it. I only saw a hint of sadness in her expression. She said she wanted to dig one for Auntie too. Memories of moments with Auntie on Snow Mountain flooded into my mind. When she was young, she once asked Auntie,
Why do we always live on the mountaintop when it's so warm and cozy down below?
The snow here won't melt even after 1,000 years. Ani's gaze always looks towards the distance because one day Hazel will go to a real snow mountain. That is the snow mountain in the land of the Far East. On Snow Mountain, there is a towering Ruomi tree. Legend has it that whoever climbs Snow Mountain and sees the Ruomi tree will become the co-king of the demons in the world. It cast a meaningful glance back at Hazel. You who inherit the White Phoenix divine blood will one day have to go there. Don't disappoint me. When Hazel asked if Auntie would accompany her. Perhaps it knows that its body, riddled with wounds from the witch clan's torture, cannot wait until that day. Auntie did not respond to her question at that time. Hazel wanted to set up a tombstone for Auntie next to her so that Auntie could accompany her as well. Seeing this, I put down the bamboo umbrella in my hand and picked up a shovel to come to Hazel's side. After all, I am your acolyte. Not only should I accompany you, but I should also be involved in these matters. Hazel's face instantly flushed at the words. Her Tsundere personality only made her turn away, saying it was only natural for me, being an acolyte, to stay by her side at all times. Understood. Seeing her like this, I couldn't help but feel a teasing urge, deliberately leaning closer to her. She seemed ready to blow up again, but I cut her off, never leaving her side. This is what you said. At that moment, a subordinate suddenly ran over in a hurry to report an urgent matter to Hazel. This surprised the two of us, who were standing close together. It turns out that true immortal Cloud has come out of Sin Pool. Ask him to come over and deliver a message. Please ask the lady and acolyte to prepare for the guardian deity's inheritance ceremony, which will begin tomorrow. Hazel told me that after the divine succession ceremony, she is planning to leave the witch clan and head to the land of the Far East as Andy mentioned. She tentatively asked me if I wanted to go with her. Considering that there is no way to return to the original world from the witch clan, I also need to find a new place. Since you've invited me, of course I want to go. After the tombstone is set up, Hazel will leave first to go back and prepare for the ceremony. Before leaving the witch clan, it's also time for me to go do the unfinished task. The position of the Jean Palace sword has been confirmed. It's time to bring the Luo back. That day at Sin Pool, I saw the two of them being so secretive. The whereabouts of the Luo must be related to them. After parting with Hazel, I started searching for the Luo's whereabouts. I stealthily sneaked into the residence of 3rd Miss Jameson, who is now her acolyte. It seems like this is Jameson's room. The layout is quite cozy. I recall that what they were referring to as the secret manual is probably the Luo. Close your eyes and release your chi, sensing everything in his room. But I gained nothing and did not sense the Luo's whereabouts. At this moment, a sharp sound of a vase being angrily smashed came from the next room. 3rd Mrs. cursing could be heard from time to time. True immortal Cloud, that old immortal, is unexpectedly so useless. A mighty immortal actually can't even protect the witch clan. She cursed at Jameson kneeling beside her, despising his low cultivation achievement as another useless piece of trash. Although Jameson was angry after hearing this, he could only endure it. Having already established an acolyte contract, he was unable to resist. Seeing this situation, he probably won't be able to get away for a while. I can only go find Henry first. Then I sneaked into the second young master's attic and found Henry's residence. At this moment, he was practicing martial arts diligently in the room, cursing his family for looking down on him before. Now that he is an acolyte, he will show them in the future. Who's outside? Henry suddenly turned around, sensing keenly that someone was outside the door. It's me. I've come to catch up with you. After pushing open the door, I walked straight toward him. He seemed quite nervous about my arrival. I didn't beat around the bush and directly confronted him as I walked up to him after pushing open the door. I heard your conversation in Sin Pool. Hand over that secret manual. To my surprise, Henry began to act dumb and feigned ignorance, claiming that he couldn't remember. He still doesn't believe that I can use torture on him. Do you really think I have no way to deal with you if you don't speak up? Don't think you can get away with it. Hurry up and speak. I deliberately provoked him, and Henry really took the bait. He angrily pointed at me and started nagging.
Lin, stop pretending with me. It was just your good luck that I couldn't push you off the cliff that day.
Fall off the cliff? After hearing that, I immediately understood something. I have always suspected that true immortal Cloud took the luau because both me and John Pala's sword were found below the cliff. Now that I think about it, why was I below the cliff? The only reasonable explanation. That means they pushed me off the altar before true immortal Cloud arrived and then took the luau. The luau and river diagram are books that record the Cultivate secret manual. People with spirit meridian only need to touch them to obtain a complete and exquisite method of breath regulation chi. In the previous world, it took decades of hard work to cultivate the body and bones. But since the appearance of the river diagram and the luau, practices like cultivation became as simple as touching a page of the book. This is definitely not normal. Master said that the author of the book was afraid that we would not be able to cultivate. The day when all the people become immortals will be the moment when demons invade. So this book must not fall into the hands of unscrupulous people and be misused. I must find the luau. I glared at Henry with cold eyes, realizing that I was not accidentally pushed down, but was actually pushed down by someone. Who did it? Was it you or Jameson? Henry then realized that he had inadvertently spoken too much. But he still clenched his teeth and refused to mention it, saying that he wouldn't succumb to this kind of threat. It seems that besides me, someone else has threatened him. Could it be Jameson? At this moment, someone outside the door suddenly panicked and shouted Henry's name. I saw a second young master push the door open panting, looking frightened. Seeing this, I could only hide in the cabinet, while second young master kept calling for help towards Henry, saying he wanted to kill me. Henry was also surprised to hear this. Who wants to kill you? It wouldn't be Miss Hazel on a killing spree again, would it? He quickly shook his head in a flustered manner. True immortal Cloud? It's true immortal Cloud who wants to kill me. I, who was hiding in the cabinet, listened as second young master described what he had encountered. He could feel it. True immortal Cloud had a momentary thought of killing him. Thinking back on that scene, he still felt lingering fear. True immortal Cloud looked at him as if he was prey. The reason he talked to second young master for so long was because he was hesitating on whether to make a move. Second young master could feel the sword in true immortal Cloud's hand craving his bloodline. He had never seen such a demonic sword in the witch clan. At first, I found it hard to believe. After all, true immortal Cloud has been loyal to the witch clan for so many years and has never acted against them. But just look at the terrified look on second young master's face. He keeps repeating that true immortal Cloud wants to use that sword to kill him. Is he seeking the sword of bloodline? Could it be the blood-seizing sword I took before? The sword was taken by someone when I was put in prison. Blood seize, blood seize. A detail suddenly flashed through my mind. This sword can seize the bloodline. I sensed that something was wrong. I immediately dashed out of the cabinet, ignoring Henry and the others. I had to quickly tell Hazel this news. Hazel is currently taking a bath in the room. She is immersed in the bathtub with her snow-white hair, her charming figure not hidden beneath it. She suddenly heard footsteps outside the door. Realizing that someone was coming, she quickly put on her clothes. Arriving at the door, she was just about to see who had come. Just in time, I pushed the door open as the situation was urgent, and there was no time to knock. Hazel was instantly startled by my sudden appearance. She hastily covered her body, thinking that I had suddenly intruded late at night with amorous intentions, ready to defend herself. Now is not the time for jokes. That sword was brought into the witch clan by true immortal Cloud. Blood-seizing sword. The blood-seizing sword and sword pavilion was brought into the witch clan by true immortal Cloud. Hazel obviously had not yet realized the significance of the sword at this time. The rain is pouring down heavily. The wooden door behind me unexpectedly reflected a figure. True immortal Cloud? Hazel unconsciously exclaimed when she saw the figure. I quickly covered her mouth. Miss, are you still awake? True Immortal Cloud, who was standing outside the door, spoke. Coming to Hazel's mansion at this time clearly indicates ill intentions. The two of us tacitly prepared for a fight. Hazel turned around and went to get a sword, pretending to ask True Immortal Cloud outside the door if there was any reason for coming so late. True Immortal Cloud said there was no particular reason, and that they had come to chat about tomorrow's divine succession ceremony. The dazzling lightning blossomed in the dark night, making the blood-seizing sword he carried on his back shine particularly bright. He saw Hazel in the house, but she did not respond for a long time. Miss, then I apologize for my rudeness. Just as he pushed the door open, I and Hazel were the first to rush out. Two sword lights directly approached the True Immortal Cloud at the door crack. Sword chi filled with sharp killing intent exploded in front of the door. The smoke gradually dispersed, and True Immortal Cloud's elusive figure appeared outside the building. It seems that the person in front of us is more troublesome than we imagined. True Immortal Cloud looked at us in surprise. It seems that you know my purpose? If True Immortal Cloud went to look for second young master, how could he have left Hazel behind? It seems that the bloodline of other offspring of which clan cannot satisfy True Immortal. With things reaching this point, True Immortal Cloud has laid all his cards on the table. The witch clan has been protected by the guardian deity since ancient times. He has been lurking in the witch clan for 300 years. He finally waited for the descendant with the power of bloodline. Even on the likes of the third miss and second young master, there are still those with bloodline that can obtain the inheritance of deity. Those wastrels only indulge in pleasure. It's better to let me, who is capable, to grasp his fortune. At this moment, he stole the blood-seizing sword from the immortal mountain, with a blood demon in the sword capable of absorbing the deity bloodline of the disciples of the witch clan. He did indeed have murderous intentions towards them at that time. But his inner demon kept pressing him, questioning how a dignified immortal could hide for 100 years. Is he going to kill such despicable scum? This is an insult to the sword and to him. He only needs to kill one person to absorb their bloodline and gain the inheritance of the deity. Unfortunately, immortals also have their pride, so he can only come to kill Hazel. It seems that only by killing Hazel can he find peace in his heart. Her long hair dances in the rain and wind. Hazel stands beside me, pointing her sword at the True Immortal Cloud. Enough talk. If you want to kill, come at me. Do you know what exactly is the sacred golden light? It ignites in his left eye. A godly warrior clad in armor, radiating a golden light that envelopes him. This is the divine soul he pulled down from the heavens above. Such a solid Dharma body, almost making me feel no flaws at all. Faced with True Immortal Cloud Hazel directly opening the immortal realm, he remains fearless. What about being immortal? She strides forward, wielding the sharp sword tightly held in her hand. A dazzling sword light strikes out towards True Immortal Cloud with the momentum of thunder, attempting to pierce through the golden body in front of him. True Immortal Cloud chooses not to avoid this strike, instead casually pushing out a palm from afar with a majestic and powerful punch from his Dharma body, instantly crushing the sword light into nothingness. The force of the fist does not diminish, continuing to push forward. He directly sends Hazel's petite figure flying, slamming harshly into the wall behind her. Seeing Hazel being hit like that, a hint of ancient murderous intent wells up faintly from within me. True Immortal Cloud holds the blood-seizing sword and still stands firm in place. This mountain is divine, with people leaning on its peaks. Even if a faint glimmer shows on the sword of a mortal, how could it possibly shake the mountains? A shining golden palm suddenly strikes down, with invisible tremendous force pressing tightly against me. True Immortal Cloud looks down on me, as if I were an ant. He mocks that if I and Hazel only have such limited abilities, it will be a miserable pairing. Damn it! The huge gap on the realm is an insurmountable chasm. Is this the difference between immortals and mortals? When I was distressed by the great difference in strength between him and me, I suddenly noticed the red string tied around my wrist named Hazel. I remembered what Hazel had said before.
Do not untie it unless absolutely necessary.
The current situation does not allow for much consideration. In my hands, the red string was once again untied. The moment I untied it, Hazel and I disappeared without a sound at the same time. True Immortal Cloud glanced at us. He didn't expect that we could disappear right under his nose. His interest was obviously reignited. It's useless to hide. Give up resisting. After scanning around, he did not find any trace of us. He became a little wary. He looked up involuntarily. A bright sword chi resembling a radiant moon hung in the air. With a loud boom, that column-like sword chi fell from the sky towards the True Immortal Cloud. Smoke and dust billowed up as the True Immortal Cloud was pushed back several steps. However, when he looked up, he saw a scene that shocked him. Hazel was suspended in midair, with white phoenix marrow blood boiling in her body. The fierce divine blood burst out, exuding endless murderous intent. Her originally tender face was covered with bloodstains, revealing an unprecedented indifference. A pair of snow-white wings spread out behind her. Both humans and demons can demonization White Phoenix, and she can be deified as a god as well. When she opened her eyes again, her eyes had turned into a pair of dark red eyes. This was the first time she had unlocked the dual seal. The sudden lighting made that snow-white hair in the dark night shine particularly bright. At this moment, she seemed to have come from a myth. White Phoenix marrow blood True Immortal Cloud couldn't help but let out a long sigh. Patriarch, the object that has consumed decades of effort has surprisingly fallen into your hands effortlessly. Fate is truly unpredictable. Effortlessly? The casual words, True Immortal Cloud, represent endless pain for her. What they know about the taste of her consuming marrow blood. And who knows that for the past 10 years, every night has been a living hell for her. Even now, her body cannot help but shiver at the thought. She raised her hand and grasped, conjuring a feather sword out of thin air. Activating the power of marrow blood is a taxing act on the body. She cannot sustain it for long and must end the battle quickly. Hazel steps lightly in the air, waving her sword. Several sword lights slash out directly as soon as she raises her hand. He faces Hazel, whose attacking speed is so fast. True Immortal Cloud can only place the Dharma body in front of him, and forcibly withstand this fierce attack. Such a powerful force. A mystic purple realm transcended physical body is already comparable to the existence of the immortal realm. She cannot give True Immortal Cloud any chance. Marrow blood, while granting her power, may backfire on her at any time if there is a slight deviation. When True Immortal Cloud was about to cast magic, he found himself unable to make any sound, which greatly diminished his power. Hazel, still vigorous and unstoppable, showed no mercy as she smashed towards True Immortal Cloud. Unfortunately, the Dharma body is too strong. I have to find a way to help Hazel break through his defense. In the midst of my thoughts, I suddenly looked up and found a set of bow and arrows inside a house. Golden Body continued to be struck by Hazel's slashing attack. If this continues, Golden Body will soon be cut open by her. Hazel's sword light was dispersed several times, scattered and condensed again and again. The indomitable Dharma body begins to dim under Hazel's fierce attack, watching Hazel True Immortal Cloud, with a sword in hand, pounce forward. The moment of divine awakening is intimidating, but even though she is powerful, she is only 14 years old. True Immortal Cloud has a solid foundation of 100 years of rigorous cultivation. As Hazel draws her sword, the giant palm seizes the opportunity to firmly block her, attempting to crush her with pure strength. However, it fails to make further progress. It seems that her transformed body exceeds his expectations. He needs to strengthen his Dharma body in order to kill her. Just as he is about to fully focus on dealing with Hazel, an arrow pierces through the void towards him. Although the arrow could not pierce through, it left him unable to escape, forcing him to defend against it. I am the one shooting the arrows, one after another hitting the golden body with full force. True Immortal Cloud can no longer bear it, and raises his hand to wave his sleeve, causing the arrows carried by Chi to reflect back. The deafening roar sounded following. Fortunately, I managed to dodge in time. Unfortunately, during True Immortal Cloud's momentary distraction, Hazel, trapped in his palm, seized the opportunity to gather strength for a strike. White feathers spread their wings. A strong force directly forced the giant palm open. True Immortal Cloud immediately coughed up blood, and his Dharma body, which is inherently connected to him, also suffered damage, causing True Immortal Cloud to be affected in turn. While you are sick, I'll take advantage of the opportunity to kill you. I quickly picked up my bow and arrow and aimed at him. Just as I was about to shoot, a familiar chill quickly struck me from behind. Instinctively, I turned around to defend myself at the first moment. A sword swung down on my bow with force. A small black shadow appeared in front of me. I took a closer look, and the person wielding the sword was none other than Sawyer. Two different Chis exerted immense power, and fiercely collided towards the front at the same time. Neither side chose to evade. The powerful impact from the collision affected both me and Sawyer standing beside me. Your opponent is me, Sawyer, holding a sword in one hand with a cold expression. I didn't want to interact with him too much. I leaped forward and swung my sword directly at him. Perhaps my strength exceeded Sawyer's previous estimate, and he also put away his contemptuous expression. He gathered chi on his index finger and unexpectedly blocked the sword I thrust out head-on. A clear and melodious sound of sword suddenly rang out in his hand, and that force directly knocked me back. With the Crimson Origin Realm secret technique, the half-step Immortal Sawyer only needed to raise his index finger, and the sharp sword was instantly destroyed. Glancing sideways, the situation doesn't seem optimistic for Hazel, who is currently locked in a fierce battle with True Immortal Cloud. Sawyer Realm is far from being comparable to True Immortal Cloud, but I can only hold on at best in the Mystic Purple Realm. But I have no retreat now. I must find a way out of this dead realm. The earth-shattering battle cries echoed throughout the entire Witch Clan. The Witch Clan, now without its backbone, became scattered and chaotic. As chaos descended, many chose to flee. Henry, wearing a shocked expression, did not pay attention to the weak second young master in front of him. He ran out as fast as his legs could carry him. He planned to find a place far away from the battlefield to hide for a while. Third Miss is now at her wit's end. She grabbed Jameson's clothes and begged him to save her. Jameson's pupils emitted a look of disgust as he glanced over, but he still managed to suppress his revulsion. He asked her if the Witch Clan had secret chambers or passages, and the third Miss suddenly realized and recalled the escape tunnel leading to Shaman's Blessing Lake. I relied on my strong physique to fight with Sawyer all the way, but I was always at a disadvantage, with almost no room to fight back, so I could only defend myself while fleeing. I, unwilling to accept defeat, picked up a hidden weapon. The power gap between me and Realm was too wide. I found a slight gap and swiftly shot towards him while he was unprepared. However, such a trick could not pose any threat to Sawyer. I am a sword cultivator. With a sword in hand, I still have the strength for one last battle. Unfortunately, there is no weapon that can withstand his attack. I stopped in front of the sword pavilion because I had no other way to go. Sawyer behind me had already gathered chi energy in his hands, ready to erupt at a touch, and hit me squarely in the back. My body felt like a kite with a broken string, crashing towards the sword pavilion gate. In the moment of despair, I suddenly felt something, vaguely sensing that there seemed to be something calling out to me in the sword pavilion. As Sawyer, with murderous intent in his eyes, was about to strike, the anger pent up inside me erupted completely at that moment. I reached out towards the depths of the sword pavilion, roaring out, "John Palace Sword!" The swords in the sword pavilion suddenly resonated together, all clanging and vibrating vigorously. Inside the dim room, a silver light breaks through the void and approaches. John Palace, emitting a clear and melodious chirping sound, steadily falls into my hands. The black pill within my body rapidly reverses chi, surging through my body once again in an instant. The Jean Palace that has been dyed with divine blood seems to have a mysterious connection with me. Sawyer's pupils constrict. The fearful inner demon is suddenly aroused. It's the sword that can slay gods. Thinking that I killed the guardian deity, he showed signs of retreat for the first time, but it was already too late to pull back. Give me death, crimson liquid splashing like waves. I went straight for Sawyer's head. Jean Palace hides a powerful force that even I, a sword master, cannot see clearly. The night rain washes over the entire witch clan as a graceful figure lands in the sky. That is Sophia from the Immortal Tower. She gazes down at the chaotic witch clan below. She couldn't understand why, with two powerful experts from the immortal realm presiding over the witch clan, it had come to this. The battle between Hazel and true immortal Cloud is drawing to a close, with marrow blood beginning to occupy her conscience. Only the power of White Phoenix marrow blood can contend with immortal in the mystic purple realm. How terrifying must be the intact deity from the primordial era. True immortal Cloud is somewhat fortunate. If Hazel's realm were higher today, it might have been him who died. Hazel's head is splitting with pain as divine blood begins to backlash against her. He thought that unlocking marrow blood sealed power true immortal Cloud can possess the power to contend with himself. A greedy expression appeared in his eyes. As long as he absorbs her bloodline, he will be able to directly step into the realm between humanity and divinity by then. Just as Blood Seas was about to strike, a sword light accompanied by the might of thunder struck down. In his hand, Blood Seas was shaken away by this sudden blow. The rain washed away the bloodstains on Sawyer's head. I tightly grasped Jean Palace, and once again returned to this battlefield.